Daniel Kinahan was a known force in the boxing industry, having handled some of the game's top stars and founded MTK Global, one of its most significant businesses. But the Dubliner's reputation as a heavyweight is overshadowed by a more extreme force outside the ring. Authorities in Ireland and the US and other nations accuse him of leading a murderous international narcotics cartel alongside other family members. Kinahan, the oldest son of notorious felon Christy Kinahan, lived a reasonably quiet life until the age of 25. But that changed after he and 4 other people were detained in connection with an attack on 2 policemen outside Shelbourne Park Greyhound Stadium in May 2001. Now, the most wanted criminal is on the run. Where is he now? How does he escape authorities time after time? Let's find out, here on the Wanted Fugitive channel. His name is on numerous front firms that assist in moving heroin, cocaine and other drugs, as well as laundering the money made from drug sales. The Kinahans were the target of an assault by the Hutch gang, who also introduced military-style narco-terrorism to Ireland, a nation with a long history of political violence. Daniel fled to Dubai after a raid by his rival gang killed his 32-year-old main man David Byrne, who according to Irish investigators was assassinated while checking on his boss in a hotel hallway. This was the start of the largest gang war in recent Irish history. Byrne's murder and the shooting deaths of 2 other individuals at a boxing event made everything worse, and authorities got involved. But it was too late. Daniel Kinahan had already fled to Dubai after the hotel raid without incident. Christopher Kinahan Jr. and his younger brother and their father, who has done prison sentences in 3 different nations, were waiting for him. Kinahan, his 2 relatives and 4 associates were sanctioned by the US Treasury Department, which promised to use every available resource to break up the cartel's network. They also offered rewards of up to $15 million for information that resulted in the capture and conviction of Daniel, his father and his younger brother. But Daniel, so close yet so far, living a life of safety and assumed normality in the United Arab Emirates. According to the investigation, his organization imitated the Mafia by using real estate assets to store illegal products and setting up food enterprises to transit drugs and clean up dirty money. Leaked records indicate that Kinahan founded many businesses with some of these traits in the United Arab Emirates, a confederation of 7 Persian Gulf states that includes Dubai. This was done with the help of at least 2 local intermediaries, who became the on-paper owners of a majority share in the enterprises, and with the agreement of the local authorities. Daniel and his younger brother founded Dubai firms to engage in the trading of goods such as food, apparel and textiles, as well as to offer business services. Also, the Kinahans established management and aviation consultancies in free zones in the Emirates, a country that has tax laws that are favorable to businesses. How does he manage to do all that? Financial secrecy is a growing industry in the UAE. It enables the owners of shady firms to conceal their identities, and internal free zones have been established, adding even more jurisdictions inside a murky and disjointed regulatory structure. The UAE authorities permitted Daniel Kinahan and his younger brother Christopher Kinahan Jr. to establish many enterprises after determining that they were low risk despite the extensive media coverage of the Kinahan drug cartel. Despite claims that he belonged to a global criminal network, Kinahan maintained an active public persona for many years. He posted photos of himself on social media, in front of glittering buildings, cutting-edge gyms, and clear seas. He socialized with everyone, from politicians to royalty, and oversaw some of the best boxers in the world, including Tyson Fury, a 2-time heavyweight champion. Which makes us think, how is he so safe in the UAE? MTK Global claims that Daniel Kinahan is no longer involved with the company, but people aren't buying that. The boxing industry and cartel have been linked in media reports. Recently, the company announced its closure, citing unwanted scrutiny and criticism following the imposition of US sanctions against the Kinahan family. Beyond the establishment of the Dubai enterprises, the emirate has served as Daniel Kinahan and his friend's personal sanctuary. Daniel and Christopher Kinahan Jr.'s offices and apartments are mentioned in the leaked information regarding his whereabouts. According to a lease document, the brothers spent nearly $50,000 renting a 2-bedroom apartment on the 14th floor of the 36-story luxury high-rise Iris Blue in 2016. US authorities revealed that Daniel Kinahan resides on Dubai's Palm Jumeirah Islands, where worldwide superstars live and villas cost millions of dollars. According to reports, the area may soon also be home to the recently sanctioned Russian businessman Roman Abramovich, who is being forced to sell his renowned Chelsea football club by the English Premier League. The Financial Action Task Force, the world's anti-money laundering watchdog, recently put the UAE on a grey list, putting extra pressure on banks and governments to rigorously examine the money and business that passes through the Emirates. As a crucial ally in the Middle East, the United States has mainly refrained from criticizing the Persian Gulf nation. However, the US didn't spare Dubai when it announced the additional penalties against the Kinahan gang. Dubai is referred to by the Treasury Department as a facilitation hub for the cartel's illicit activities. Now, the fines imposed on Kinahan seem to have motivated the Emirates to act. According to the government's press office, the UAE has been working proactively on its own investigations, and as a result, all relevant assets of the Kinahan brothers have been frozen. The UAE is on a tightrope as it strives to win over the United States as a responsible partner, while still upholding its status as a shelter for wealthy people who don't ask any questions. So, does Daniel Kinahan have anything to say for himself? Well, he maintains that he's completely innocent. He stated, "I've dedicated myself to my career in boxing for the past 15 years. My success has resulted in a campaign against me, but I'm not a member of any criminal gang." The US Treasury Department claimed that Christopher Sr. is in charge of overseeing the cartel's properties and occasionally using false identities. According to the report, Daniel oversees daily activities and controls the supply chain for cocaine that's trafficked into Europe from South America. Christopher Jr. is also in charge of logistics and oversees a fund that's used to pay gang members. The group that originated in Dublin now has close ties to Colombia, UAE, Spain, Morocco, the Netherlands, and Russia as well. Narcotics like heroin, ecstasy, hashish from North Africa, and cocaine from South America have been poured into Europe by Kinahan's cartel. Since the 1990s, Irish police have regularly detained and imprisoned shooters, moneymen, dealers, and small-time money launderers associated with the Kinahan cartel. Members of the Kinahan gang have had tens of millions of euros in cash, weapons, silencers, expensive watches, and drugs recovered by the Irish Criminal Assets Bureau. The cartel's operations outside of Ireland have, however, mostly escaped damage up to this point. But according to recent reports, mob lord Daniel Kinahan has left his hideout in Dubai and is scrambling to find safety in Asia. According to media sources, authorities think the 45-year-old used a fake passport to flee just before the announcement of an international crackdown on his €1 billion drug gang in April. And it's understood that they think the Irish crime lord is desperately trying to find a safe haven abroad, far from the American police who are taking part in the massive takedown of his drug operation. His final hiding place is likely to be in another Asian nation. One possibility was an unsuspecting country in Central Asia, such as Kazakhstan. Kinahan has established contacts in the oil-rich state that borders Europe as a result of his several excursions there. He was seen on camera in 2019 bidding an enormous $140,000 for a Champions League final ball at a local charity auction, alongside boxing promoter Bob Arum. Following the crackdown in April, it's believed that Daniel's father, Christy, and his brother Christopher Jr. have also left Dubai. The US Department of Treasury has termed all three of them as international offenders and imposed financial sanctions on them. They are prohibited from traveling on American aircraft, their US-linked assets have been blocked, and US-based organizations are prohibited from doing business with them anywhere in the globe. But their reign of terror is far from over. What's it going to take to capture them? That's all for this video. Whose profile would you like us to cover next? Let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more criminal profiles. Thanks for watching and stay safe.